If each Five Nights at Freddy's animatronic had to fight a single bear in a life or death situation, who's coming out on top? The animatronic or the bear? This idea was inspired by Yeah's 1 billion bears versus every FNAF animatronic video. So I heavily suggest watching that. I've done stuff with Clash Royale, but today I'm going to do Five Nights at Freddy's. I mean, look at the hat, everyone. I know a little bit of lore. I know some characters have certain powers, but I don't know the whole lore. So if I get that wrong, don't kill me. This is supposed to be a fun video. But let's get right down to it. Now, Freddy, like, he's pretty strong, right? But you have to think of it like this: the main four characters, right? The main Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, all got beaten by William Afton with an axe, right? If they were able to get beaten by some random dude with an axe, like, they're probably not that durable. Yes, their hands and stuff could probably crush things, but to crush a bear, I highly doubt that. So honestly, for all four animatronics, Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy, the bear would win. The bear might have a tough time with Bonnie and Chica because they're more durable, and Foxy is definitely faster, so he might be able to run around the bear. But I think the bear just like swiping each animatronic like 3 times, they probably just pop the head off of the animatronic. Um, Even though they are made of metal, right? They're not completely made out of metal, right? They're made out of wires and like probably plastic and other things. And yeah, they probably get easily overpowered by a bear. Golden Freddy, on the other hand, now Golden Freddy does have, superpowers and stuff like that. So I think that Golden Freddy would win solely off of the supernatural. Maybe Golden Freddy could teleport on top of a tree or something and then just, stare at the bear and blow its mind up or something like that. I don't know. Phone guy is technically not included, but if you want to say the phone guy, like, if you want to say William Afton versus a bear, William Afton getting slaughtered. If you want to say the telephone against a bear, the bear is just going to break the telephone in 2 seconds. Toy Freddy. Now, Toy Freddy, I mean, does he have supernatural powers, right? Because he makes the lights flicker and everything like that. I don't necessarily know, nor do I want to research that, because I don't really care. The lore got ruined after Sister Location. That's all I know. Actually, no. Pizza Simulator. There we go. Because Pizza Simulator had like the best ending speech of all time. But anyway, Toy Freddy would get mauled by the bear. He's much more durable, I feel like, than the FNAF 1 animatronics. But still, I feel like the bear would just be able to crush it to death. It could probably chew its neck, and then that's it, right? All the bear has to do is just swipe at the head and chew its neck, and then it's over. Same thing with Toy Bonnie. Same thing with Toy Chica. Mangle might be a different story. Because Mangle could just climb onto trees, dangle from below, and then bite the bear in the head. But even still, with that bite, is there enough force to break through, like, the thick fur? I'm going to give Mangle the benefit of the doubt and say that because it's sharp metal, she could possibly crunch down on the skull of a bear if she's dangling from a tree, right? Because if she's able to kill you, right? Just think of your skull, but a bit more durable, right? But then it's solid metal going right through that skull. I think Mangle could win if she plays her cards right. She dangles from above, hides, because the second the bear sees her and hits her, she's done for. Balloon Boy and Dee Dee, I think her name is. Yeah, they're getting destroyed. Puppet has supernatural powers. She would just possess the bear's mind or something, and then yeah. Withered animatronics. Now, they might be like scarier looking, but realistically, they're like torn down versions of all the FNAF 1 animatronics. So realistically, they'd all be worse, right? They'd all have less durability. Maybe Withered Chica, right? She could bite down on the head of the bear, but I mean, realistically, she's getting mauled to death before I can do anything. Withered Golden Freddy, again, kind of like supernatural, right? I don't know what Shadow Freddy does. If I'm going to be honest, wouldn't Shadow Freddy technically just like phase in and out? I don't know if Shadow Freddy actually does any damage. So I'm gonna say they're not included because like wouldn't they just like phase in and out and then the bear would ignore them and then that's it, so nothing would happen, there'd be no victor. Endo's getting destroyed. Literally, there's no like plastic or fur to like coat the attacks. The bear's just gonna go to town on it. See that little line attaching the head of that endoskeleton? The bear just has to swipe on it and it's over. Springtrap. Ooh, Springtrap's very durable, right? Springtrap might bring like an axe or something, but there's no way a bear's gonna beat Springtrap. I don't even know. William Afton possesses Springtrap, but I don't know if that. I don't know if Springtrap is like supernatural or anything. I still think the bear would win though, right? The bear in question, kind of like what yeah said in his video. It's a male grizzly bear, super aggressive, right? Weighing over like 1,200 pounds. I think Springtrap weighs like 400 or 500, right? There's just no way. Phantoms, I mean, technically the Phantoms are what? Jump scare the bear once, maybe give it a heart attack, but that's it. Even Phantom Marionette just jump scares and then that's it. They don't do any real damage. So again, they would kind of just, well, they technically fizzle away. Does that mean that the bear wins? But I don't think so, because what? They would just jump scare you once, but the Phantoms do come back, They always come back. Unless, like, there's the Nightmare Aggressive mode where, like, each animatronic can only jump scare you once, which is a lifesaver if you've ever tried max moding FNAF 3. But, yeah, they would just phase in and out, and then that's it. Ooh, now the Nightmares. The Freddles would get destroyed in 2 seconds. They could probably get crushed to death by just the bear walking on it. And then, like, Nightmare Freddy, like, he can technically teleport, but I don't think he's going to be able to do anything crazy. Same thing with Nightmare Bonnie. Again, the jaw, right, with all the sharp teeth, that's pretty scary. Again, he might be able to teleport, but I don't know too much. Nightmare Freddy just kind of appears on the bed. Yeah, I think the bear would win with that. Not Jago Chica, Nightmare Chica, different story. Because again, her mouth is just gigantic, right? She might be able to just bite down once, but still, I think these Nightmare animatronics are like 600 pounds, right? Like they could definitely like crush you, but like I don't think they'd weigh over 1,000 pounds. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Nightmare Foxy. Ooh, Nightmare Foxy might give the bear a run for his money. I still think here's my situation, all these, right? Like Nightmare Foxy would run up to the bear, right? Maybe like hit it in the head with its hook or something. And then the bear would just like go on its hind legs and just, push it down and then just go to town on him. Nightmare, on the other hand, I think Nightmare probably weighs like the same amount as a bear. Yeah, I think Nightmare Fredbear would win that. And I think Nightmare himself, yeah, because Nightmare can literally just teleport. So he can teleport right on top of the bear's head, and then, but yeah, like even like I think Nightmare Fredbear is like huge, right? Like he's probably at least 1,000 pounds. Like he'd give the bear a run for his money. I think Nightmare Fredbear would win. Plus Trap is getting killed. Now, the Halloween animatronics. Yeah, they'd probably set the bear on fire, right? Like, the bear would probably die while trying to, like, fight them off just off of burn damage. Yeah. Nightmare Mangle, I mean, if Mangle could beat the bear, in regular mode, the Nightmare version, which looks much more devastating, could definitely do it. Nightmarion, yeah, Nightmarion is, like, one of the strongest, like, supernatural beings in this universe. Right? The Nightmarion could literally just summon, like, 20 tentacles and just choke the bear to death and just go, like, whoosh, right? Like, imagine, like, 20 tentacles, they just go, like, on the bear and just, like, it would be, the bear would get destroyed in, like, 2 seconds. Nightmare Balloon Boy, though, sorry. Lolbit, what, would just, please stand by? That's it. There's nothing that would happen. Yendo's getting demolished. Oh, no. I'm sorry. You're gonna get destroyed, buddy. Circus Baby. Okay, that scooper could do a lot of damage, right? So the bear charges at Circus Baby, right? She pops out the scooper, hits the bear in the head. Would it be enough? I think it would really depend. The Funtime animatronics are definitely a lot more durable. Like I think they'd probably weigh like 2-3 times as much as a FNAF 1 animatronic. Right, Circus Baby probably weighs like 1,000 pounds. Um, I'd say it depends, but I'll say Circus Baby wins that. Right, she has a little built-in scooper. I think she just keeps scooping the bear over and over and over again. Ballor's getting demolished. Toy Freddy's getting demolished, right? The only reason why Circus Baby win is because that scooper could essentially like bash through the skull of the bear, right? But no, not Nightmare, Funtime Bonnie, Funtime Freddy. Wow, Funtime Freddy and Ballora would just get destroyed in 2 seconds. Funtime Foxy's getting destroyed in 2 seconds. Ennard. Yeah, I think the bear would go to town on Ennard. I mean, realistically, like it's like yes, Ennard is like made of metal and stuff, but he's mostly made of wires, right? All the bear has to do is just hit him once, and like Ennard would just like flop like in 2 seconds. Biddy Bab and Electro Bab are getting demolished. Bonnet, or I guess Bonnet and Bun Bun, there we go, get demolished. Mini Arenas will get demolished. Now we have Pizzeria Simulator. Let's see. I think because like all the Funtime animatronics are now like withered away, right? Like destroyed. Scrap Baby, I don't know. She has like the little like thing, right? The little like hammer that she could use. Maybe she could pierce through the skull of the bear. Might be her only chance at winning, but because she's so like withered away, I think the bear would still overpower her. Molten Freddy. Molten Freddy might give the bear a run for its money, but like again, Molten Freddy's mainly made of wires. So what's gonna happen when the bear just swipes its paw, right? And almost all those wires just get ripped in half, like in 2 seconds. Scrap Trap, yeah. Look at how stupid. I hate the character design of Scrap Trap. Oh my god, he looks so dumb. Lefty, I know, has some supernatural ability, right? But I don't think it's as strong as the other ones. Like Golden Freddy, Nightmarion, and the puppet could do stuff like their mind. I think Lefty could just like communicate with people, like other entities. Now Lefty has a trap inside to capture the puppet, but that's not going to do anything against a 1,200-pound bear. The bear would just destroy it. Tape record. I mean, the tape record technically the bear would win, right? Oh no, Helpy's gonna get obliterated. Trash in the Gang's getting obliterated. Froggy's probably gonna get destroyed. Same with Hippo. Piggy, I don't know what that pig's name is. Dreadbear, whatever. Fredbear, there we go. And Orville, I'd hate to see Orville get destroyed. He's gonna be like, what's happening to me? Candybot's getting obliterated. Now the Rockstar animatronics, honestly, all of them would stand no chance. I mean, again, you have to understand, like, yes, they're solid metal. They're probably like 700 pounds, but like a bear is just like so devastating. And I'm not trying to glaze the bear, but like realistically, other than like punching, right, like a strong grip and maybe like a little bit of a crushing bite force, you really think that's gonna penetrate a bear? Like that's not gonna do anything, right? Like maybe it like crush the skull of a bear like a tiny bit, but it's not gonna kill the bear, right? With Mangle, definitely, because Mangle has so much bite force, right? And Mangle could do a sneak attack, right, and get it in. But like all these other like all the Rockstar animatronics would just get obliterated. Music Man's getting destroyed, El Chip's getting destroyed, Rockstar Chica's getting destroyed, or whatever her name is. She's getting destroyed. Dee Dee. I forgot what name that person is. Technically, they like this thing is invisible, right? I think it phases in and out, but it's not going to do any damage. Now, technically, you could say that they would summon another animatronic, right, over and over and over again, but that's like cheating almost, right? You can't have another animatronic fight for you. You gotta do the fighting yourself. Yeah. Old Man Consequences technically isn't a thing, but if it was, the bear would win. Now we have the OGs. Fredbear himself. Let's see, Fredbear is probably like 1,000 pounds, right? Because he's like this massive animatronic. but he doesn't have like the jaws or the claws that Nightmare Fredbear has, right? So he would give the bear a run for its money, but over time, like it's just getting slashed to death. Same thing with Bonnie, Spring Bonnie. Um, oh god, then we have these other characters. Wait, it's just a repeat. Hold on, I don't want to do Dreadbear or anything after everything after Nightmare Simulator, Pizza Simulator. I'm omitting. So yeah, is there anything else, right? Because I'm thinking like 50-20 mode. I want to make sure I got every single one of these. Um, yeah, no, that's basically it when you take a look at like 50-20. Yeah, so that is my definitive Five Nights at Freddy's versus Bear tier list, or not tier list, I guess, like situation. Um, Obviously, like you could say I've been glazing the bear, but if you really think that a 400-pound piece of metal is going to destroy a 1,200-pound bear that could probably rip all the wires out of an animatronic with 2 swipes of its paw, you are surely mistaken. That being said, if you agree or disagree with this video or any points I made, please leave a comment down below in this video. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing, as it truly helped me out a lot. But until then, I'll see you all in the next video, and take care.